So you guys wanted more Endeavor videos. Well, I got a big warning noise when I give it gas and when I let off. Still makes a noise, but when I cut a corner, it hushes. So I got a wheel bearing out. It's pretty loud, can't hear yourself think. And I'm thinking it's this front one, but it does creeping up on 170,000 miles now. So I ain't never had wheel bearings put in it since I had it. And I say it's due for wheel bearings, so I picked up Detroit axles, 4 wheel bearings here. They're around $148, $150. Pick them up online. Very good bearings, made in the USA. I can't complain with them. I put them in everything that I own if they make them from. So this video is going to be on changing the front wheel bearing, so stay tuned. So if you got jack stands and a jack, you're good to go. You got to be extra safe with jack stands and a jack. So we are jacking a vehicle up at the moment, and then we are going to finish taking the lug nuts off. I ain't took I'm gonna head took 3 off, but it's best to wait till you get it off the ground, or you gotta just very loosen them if you ain't got an impact. You know, normal how to change your tires stuff. If you don't know how to do that, look a video up. But I got an impact here, and the lug nuts on mine is 21 millimeters. So now we got this up off the ground. We are going to take a 21 millimeter socket, put it on an impact, got it unloosened. And if my impact sounds a little bit weak, it probably is. It's got 200 foot of holes on it at the moment, stretch way out here where we are doing this Endeavor, because I was a rollback parked in the way at the moment to the building. So now we got this all took off. Your wheel might be a little bit stuck. If it is, you just have to tap it a little and it'll come loose. Take this off, set it to the side, make sure you're safe, put you some jack stands under it, all that good stuff. Safety first, folks. So once you get that, you can pretty well see everything under here. You want to check all your bushings, make sure they good. These, I got a video on these rotaries. They's held up pretty good. They've been on here for, I say, at least 10 to 15,000 miles so far. Holding up great. Go over here and inspect the bushings. You want to check these bushings right here, because they can go bad, and then you have movement and there's a bushing up yonder. You have to shine a flashlight and check. I done checked, it's all good. All these bushings look great to me. This boot has got oil on it. This is not a busted boot though. If you can look back here, you can see oil running down. I got valve cover leaking, and that's where that's coming from. I got valve covers for it, ain't put them on yet. Check that bushing. All the bushings is good in it. So it's just good, you know, good mechanicship to check everything while you're in here. So the next step will be taking this caliper off. 2 bolts here, you can pull this off. Sometimes you can get this off with the bracket all together, but most of the time you can't. But the bracket bolts is here and one here. So go ahead and remove this first, and don't take your hose loose here, because you lose your brake fluid. You just need to take this top bolt here, this bottom bolt here loose. Put the 2 bolts out. You can take your caliper then, take it and hang it up here on your strut. That's what I like to do. Just wedge it up in there like so, and you can take a zip tie, run through here, and that will hold it, keep it from falling on you. Now I did see I need some bushing on this link bar right here. It's kind of bad, got a little movement in it, but it's nothing to worry about at the moment. It's something that needs addressed too. Now we got this loose, you can take your brake pads. Well, you can take them off. It's like so. That one's that side, and this one's that side. So that's the bolt. Go ahead and loosen it. Whoops. And that's what I meant about putting a zip tie on that, folks. So don't do that, because that can damage your hose here. Put pressure on that bus, Well, I go get a zip tie, it don't matter. Okay. Always that one bolt, honey. So now we can go ahead and remove our rotary. Now we got that bracket loose. I went ahead and screwed my bolts back into the bracket so I don't lose them. And then you can lay your rotary down somewhere out of the way. And you do got a cotter key in here. This is the next step. Will be removing your axle bolt. And as you can see, my wheel bearings seen better days. And probably gonna be a pain in the ass to get off. So let's go ahead and get some pliers, bend this down, and pull this cotter key out. Now save your cotter key if you can, because new wheel bearings might not come with one, but they should. I ain't checked. Okay, this is a wheel bearing. They are a difference between front and back. I'm going to show you. You see how short this is? This bearing actually is offset longer, if you can see right here, than that bearing. And also the diameter back here is bigger. So yeah, they should bolt on technically the same, but you don't want to mix them up. You want to make sure you match the bearing with the proper size, you know. So be mindful of that. And no, they don't come with a cotter key. So it was a 1 1/4. It's what I used to take that nut off the front here. And yeah, I needed a 6 one, but I found a 12 one in the impact. Ain't too dangerous using it that way, but I recommend a 6 if you have to. You got 4 bolts on the back side here. 1 here, here, and I think a 12. It might not be a 12, what that is. A 17mm. So go ahead and zip these guys out. That's your next step. The 2 on each side, 4. So I went ahead and removed all 4 bolts. The bolts and everything is out of this. So what I'm doing is just tapping the side, and as you can see, we're getting a crack here. And you need to keep working it. Now you can get this side, but you have to remove your dust shield. As you can see, it's a 1 12mm, extremely rusty bolt. I'm going to try not to have to deal with that, and I'm going to try to not have to deal with this sensor, as it's more leads on the axle and not your wheel bearing. So shouldn't have to remove that. You should be able to see it enough and clean it up with some starter fluid once you get this off. Now once you get to this part, you need ever so often just lightly tap your axle so it will come out. And it's loose, spicy, it should be. Some penetrating oil would help us out tons. And you want to watch your ABS sensor in there when your axle does start. You can see it's right here. Don't want to damage it. Oh, right there. I got it, boss. You can pull away at it. We'll drop it down. There you go. Just like so. Now you can clean these up and everything. Think my wheel bearing was bad?
We got a bad wheel bearing.
Anyway, you can clean all this up with a wire brush and everything before you install it. Anti-seize it good. Everything. Here is the sensor. It looks in good shape. It does got metal on it, so some starter fluid can clean that right up. That is the point that you don't want to damage. So that's what you got to be careful of, folks. We didn't hurt it by doing it the way we did. You can remove this if you want to, but these is expensive. You got to buy them separate. Sometimes the bolts stripped on this one. And I don't feel like getting the extractor and doing all that to it. So let's clean this up. Some starter fluid. Get that looking good. I'm just using an old brass brush. You can see in the back, I pretty well done got the back sensor clean. Let me zoom in for you guys. Right there, it's pretty well clean. It's got some more dust from been scraping. And it looks good, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to finish cleaning this up, then anti-seize it. That's this stuff. And go around all this and the axle threads, and so it'll be easy to disassemble next time. So it might not look the prettiest, but it'd make it less a pain to assemble. Now you want to make sure you don't put none on your sensor or on your little tone wing gears here. So once you get that, you can match your wheel bearing up, make sure it's identical to the one come off of it. This one is, and install it. It's that simple. It'll go on easier than it came off, trust me. Pro tip, before you knock this in place, start all your bolts and put some anti-seize on them, so they come apart easier next time. But once you get all your bolts, just start it a little bit, tap it on in place, and it keeps it lined up. And as you can see, we got our axle started. So once you got your new bolts torqued down, you know, you can get them super tight, or you can torque them to specs. It's up to you. I recommend torque to specs, even though I didn't listen, but I am going to torque the axle nut to spec, because that's the most important part. These need to be super tight though, but not tight enough you strip the housing. So go ahead and set your rotary back in place. I might add, if you do have the bolt in on the factory rotaries, I do got a video, I'm pretty sure, on me changing these rotaries from the factory. It's in my channel. If you don't see it, leave a comment and I'll show you how I changed these rotaries. I'm pretty sure I got these out by drilling them on the factory rotaries, because I couldn't unscrew them. So once you get that, next step, we'll put your bracket back on, same way it came off. Oh, I don't know if these torque specs is correct or not, but I torqued mine down to 175, the axle nut. That's what I found from the old Mitsubishi Endeavor pages, 165, 175. So that's all torqued down. Now you can insert your cotter pin. Now you can throw your tire back on it. So go ahead and torque down your, your lug nuts. Make sure they torque down right and tight and everything. Go over everything, double check everything good. And before you take off, pump your brakes up. Anytime you mess with brakes, be sure to always pump your pedal before you go anywhere. Then you can, I pretty well rotated my tires too while I did this front wheel bearing. But, as I said, just go ahead and double check everything, make sure everything's good, and you should be good to go. Now we're going to test drive this Endeavor, see if the noise is gone. It's still probably going to have a little bit of noise, because you see the shape that bearing is in. They ain't never been changed to my knowledge. And I say all, as I said before, it's best to replace all four. But I say every bearing is bad. But this one definitely was bad. If you've seen, it's actually got a catch. Got some, up and down to it too. So, if you found this helpful, let me know in the comment section. I will have a back bearing video replacement coming soon. And then, once I get both videos done, I upload both of them. Just in case y'all, need to do all four of them. That way you know what to do on both front and back on one video. But I'm trying to get it out to you as fast as I can. So individual videos is what I'll be doing right now. So I'm rambling on. Drop me a like. Leave a comment if this was helpful in any way. I have more Mitsubishi Endeavors coming soon. I'm going to be restoring headlights, painting the wiper blades, and painting this whole Endeavor very soon. Tons of content coming on the channel for Endeavors. So if you're an Endeavor owner, sure to subscribe, drop a like, notification bell. Thank you for watching. See you next time.